make your burners. We're gonna turn it on. You wanna light it up. Okay. So this one is burning pretty clean right now. It's not too contaminated. That one behind Keegan is kind of, we might burn some crazy colors. We had some burning a couple crazy colors over there just because kids were really squirting it down into the flame. Please watch out for your papers. So a couple different ways that we're going to be able to do this is you should always kind of test it in the sink first so you can see if you have like a nice spray or if you have the straight stream. And Colton's going to move this way because I'm going to be like, Colton, I'm going to spray it in there and I'm going to spray it all over you, right? So you're just going to spray it into the upper portion of the flame.
Ooh.
Okay? And you're going to notice, like, what's that color you're seeing in the upper portion?
Green.
It's like a lime green.
Purple. Green.
If you're unsure or your burner is burning kind of crazy like, there's all these test tube brushes that are here in the hood. Another way that you can test if you're unsure is you can just dip one of these test tube brushes into your solution and then you're going to put it into the flame. And it takes a few more seconds. That one didn't work super well. Let's try it again.
It's like a bubble wand.
Did you see, like, there's a teensy bit green. This one's really not working good at all. Usually, they work a lot better. There, you see that green coming off? Brush a
Bubble
little
wand
bit.
for random
You don't have
chemicals.
to do it like multiple times with the brush, but you should basically get the same color. There we go. We're kind of getting the green, okay? So these are your liquid samples. Like I say, just make sure that your classmates are kind of paying attention and look for that color change at the top. The sodium doesn't have a squirt bottle, so we're going to do the sodium in much that same way. So again, you'll see that it's like very different colors. Okay? You can just stick it right back in here. All of these are just dissolved in water. So if you really like squirt it down in, it's going to put your flame out. Okay? If your flame goes out, you're just going to light it again. So to do the solid ones, I'm going to do a solid that is, this one is not your unknown. Okay? So to do a solid one, you're just going to take a little spatula full. It only has to be like pea size. You're going to put it in this Petri dish. Okay? Then you are going to get a squirt of the ethyl alcohol. Just one squirt is plenty. Some kids earlier today actually, they poured some of the liquid from the squirt bottles into the Petri dish and then they were trying to light it on fire and it didn't work because they're dissolved in water and it won't light on fire. Okay? So the ethyl alcohol, you're going to put it back over here, make sure it's far away from you. So this is just plain alcohol that I'm going to burn. This is what the plain alcohol looks like. Be aware that these dishes can break on you. It doesn't happen very often. They are Pyrex, they're supposed to withstand the heat, but every year there's usually like one of them that does break, okay? So this is plain old alcohol. It's just burning, kind of, what color would you call it? Blue. This has like that color you saw, is because I scooped the end out with it, okay? So that's just the plain alcohol. If it comes out of your dish onto the table, it's okay. You just let it burn up. It just vaporizes and burns up. It will not burn the school down. It will not catch the table on fire. Don't panic. Just let it burn. It's okay. All right? If you're going to burn an unknown, you do want to be able to stir it. Like sometimes it's helpful to stir it because now you're going to see different colors appearing. Now you see kind of a more pinkish color. That's the color of the unknown. And sometimes it takes a few seconds to burn the alcohol down. But realize that when you are stirring it, these dishes can break. They shouldn't, but sometimes they do. So please keep your face far away from it. Please make sure everybody's paying attention. If they break, you usually just hear kind of like a little pop, and it'll just break. And then your stuff will spill on the table. And once again, just let it burn on top of the table. It's not a big deal. It will go out really quickly. Right? Sometimes I think the kids that when it does break, it seems like they've overloaded it with alcohol. They're stirring like crazy. Sometimes the alcohol has spilled out of the dish and it's like getting underneath the dish, and that's why I think it's breaking. But so just be careful with it. Okay? If you're not really sure with your unknown, you can also stick it into this flame if you have a little bit of the powder left on there, and you can see it giving off its signature color. Okay? Now, once you are done with these, like normally, we would probably blow them out, but I guess since we're worried about Corona and so forth, we'll just let them burn themselves out. Okay? It's going to take a minute or two. Just pay attention and don't stick your hair or your papers in there. Once it is all burnt out, any residue that's left in here can get washed down the sink. Okay? But don't forget, you are just burning these, so as soon as it goes out, please don't think you're going to grab it and wash it right away. Okay? It's really hot. Give it a couple minutes to cool off, and then you can clean it up. All right? So whoever's going to work right here, these are going to be hot. Don't lean on them. Don't touch them for a while. That one's kind of dirty. But everything you need is right here. Please, as you're getting ready to squirt into your burners, realize that the people behind you might be in the line of your spray. So pay attention to that too. Make sure you're not gonna spray down somebody's bag. Ask them to move if needed. Okay? Please put everything back over here on the hood when you're done using it so that other kids can get it and find it. All right? So, go ahead and